Your brain is lying to you. Every time you pause to convert a word from your native language into English, you are building a brick wall between you and the person you want to connect with. You think you are being careful. You think you are being accurate, but actually you are suffocating your personality.
It is the silent killer of fluency, Daisy. I have seen it destroy careers. I have seen it ruin dates. I have seen it make brilliant people look slow.
Today, we are smashing that wall. We are going to teach you the 3-step mirror trick. This is not about grammar. This is not about vocabulary lists. This is about rewiring the electrical signals in your mind.
And if you stay with us, I'm going to share a story from my second year of teaching in Brooklyn that I have never told on a podcast before. It involves a very expensive suit, a very angry diplomat, and the moment I realized that textbooks are sometimes completely useless.
Welcome to the Slow English Channel. I'm Daisy.
And I'm Professor Peter Hanson. Let's get to work.
Peter, before we open the toolbox and give our listeners the mirror trick, we need to understand the enemy. We need to understand this translatitis, as you call it. Why is it so hard to stop? I mean, I have students who have been learning for 10 years, and they still do it.
It is a comfort blanket, Daisy. That is the psychological truth. When we are children, we learn that objects have names. This is a cup, that is a table. So when we learn a second language, our adult brain tries to attach a new label to the old object. We think, okay, mesa equals table. It feels safe, it feels logical. But language is not just labeling. Language is emotional architecture.
Emotional architecture. That is a beautiful phrase. Let's slow that down. Emotional architecture. What do you mean by that exactly?
I mean that a sentence is not a math equation. In math, 2 plus 2 always equals 4. In English, the phrase I'm fine can mean I am happy, or it can mean I am furious and I never want to speak to you again. If you translate I'm fine literally into your language, you might miss the anger. You miss the architecture of the feeling.
That is such a vital point. Let's look at that phrasal verb you used earlier. You said translation is a comfort blanket. Listeners, imagine a small child holding a soft blanket to feel safe. We use this idiom to describe anything that makes you feel safe but prevents you from growing. Peter, give us an example of this comfort blanket in action.
Oh, I have thousands. But let me take you back to 1996. I was teaching at a community center in Queens, New York. It was a cold winter. I remember the radiator in the classroom was clanking and hissing. It was so loud I had to shout to be heard. I had a student named Marco. Marco was an accountant from Italy. Sharp suits, perfectly combed hair, a very intelligent man.
I can picture him, very dignified.
Extremely dignified. Marco had memorized the dictionary. I am not joking. If I asked him, Marco, what is the definition of ubiquitous? He could recite it perfectly. But one day, we had a role-play exercise. I pretended to be a shopkeeper, and he had to return a defective toaster. Simple, right?
Should be simple.
It should be. I looked at him and said, hey, buddy, what's wrong with the toaster? And Marco froze. I watched his eyes. They went up and to the left. Then they went down. His mouth moved silently. He was translating. He was thinking in Italian, the heating element is not functioning. Then he was looking for the English words. He stood there for 20 seconds. The silence was heavy. It was painful. Finally, he said, the machine of bread heat is no.
Oh, poor Marco. The machine of bread heat is no?
Exactly. He sounded like a broken robot. But in his head, in Italian, he had constructed a perfect, polite sentence. The time it took to translate destroyed his confidence. He turned red. He sat down. He didn't speak for the rest of the week. That's the danger. The translation lag makes you look incompetent, even when you're a genius like Marco.
That lag, that delay, that's what we're fixing today. It reminds me of watching a video where the sound is out of sync with the picture. It's uncomfortable to watch.
That's the perfect analogy. When you translate, you're out of sync with reality. The conversation moves forward, but you're stuck 3 seconds in the past trying to solve a puzzle.
So let's talk about the solution, the mirror trick. This is a technique you developed over 30 years, correct?
Yes, it started with Marco, actually. I realized I had to stop him from thinking. I had to make him react. The mirror trick has 3 steps. Step 1 is observation. Step 2 is synchronization. Step 3 is emotional mimicry.
Let's break down step 1, observation. This sounds simple, but I suspect it's not just looking at someone.
No, it's not just looking. It's forensic analysis. Most students listen to words. They're obsessed with the audio. What word did he say? Did he use the present perfect tense? Stop that. Turn off your ears for a moment. I want you to watch the face.
Watch the face. Okay, what specifically?
I want you to watch the mouth shape. I want you to watch the eyebrows. I want you to watch the hands. In New York, if I say, "Get out of here," with a smile and a hand wave, it means, "I don't believe you. That's funny." If I say, "Get out of here," with a pointed finger and a frown, it means, "Leave the room or I will call the police."
That is a massive difference. And if you were translating the words get, out, of, and here, you would only get the literal meaning exit this location. You would miss the joke entirely.
Precisely. So step 1 of the mirror trick requires you to watch native speakers in movies, on YouTube, or in real life and ignore the subtitles. Look at their jaw. Is it tight? Is it loose? Look at their forehead. Is it wrinkled?
Let's do a practical drill right now. Peter, I want you to say a phrase, a simple phrase, but I want you to say it in a very specific American way. I'll describe what I see, and then I want our listeners to visualize it.
Okay. The phrase is, "I don't know about that."
Okay, give it to us.
I don't know about that.
Okay, listeners, let me break down what Peter just did. He didn't just speak. First, his head tilted slightly to the right. His eyes narrowed, making them smaller. His bottom lip pushed out just a little, and he prolonged the word no. It wasn't "I don't know." It was "I don't know."
Now, Daisy, I want you to try it, but do it with your British instincts first. How would a polite London school teacher say, "I don't know about that"?
I really don't know about that.
You see, totally different.
Yes, my chin went up, my eyes widened, not narrowed. I was inviting agreement. You were shutting it down.
Listeners, this leads us to a very important debate. Step 1 is observation, but you have to decide who you're observing. Are you mirroring a Brit or are you mirroring an American? Because if you mix them up, you look like a crazy person.
This is the perfect time for our Atlantic Gap segment. We haven't done this in a while. Peter and I are going to spend a few minutes debating the physical and verbal differences of a specific concept. Today's concept is thinking.
Ooh, this is a good one. When an American is thinking, really thinking, hard, we tend to look up. We look at the sky. We might scratch our chin, and we use filler sounds like or It's very vocal. We're showing you the work.
That's interesting. In the UK, specifically in more formal circles, thinking is often a downward look. We look at our shoes, we might bite our lip, and we're often silent. We don't want to burden you with our We wait until we have the answer.
That explains so much about my trips to London. I always thought people were ignoring me. They were just looking at their shoes.
We were just thinking. But let's look at the vocabulary of thinking, too. If I'm confused, I might say, I'm a bit lost.
In New York, we would say, "I can't wrap my head around this."
Wrap my head around this. Let's dissect that idiom. To wrap, W-R-A-P, like wrapping a present. You're taking your brain and trying to cover the idea completely.
Exactly. It implies that the idea is a physical object and my brain is too small to contain it. I can't wrap my head around it. Daisy, try to say that with a New York accent. Drop the G in wrapping. It's rappin'.
I can't wrap my head around it.
No, too polite. You sounded like you were ordering tea. You need to drop your jaw, relax your tongue, put the sound in the back of your throat. I can't wrap my head around it.
I can't wrap my head around it.
Better. Did you feel your mouth change shape?
I did. I felt my jaw slide forward.
That's the physical reality of the accent. If you try to say American idioms with a tight British jaw, you will sound unnatural. If you try to say British idioms like, I'm rather chuffed with a loose American jaw, you sound ridiculous.
Chuffed means pleased, C-H-U-F-F-E-D. So step 1 is observation. You watch the face, you watch the body, you choose your target, British or American. Now we move to step 2, synchronization. This is the engine of the car. Observation is the map. Synchronization is driving. This is where we stop translating and start copying. Some people call this shadowing, but I call it the echo. Explain the difference. Shadowing is usually listening to audio and repeating it. How is the echo different? Shadowing is often passive. You walk the dog, you listen to a podcast, you mumble the words. The echo is aggressive. It requires high energy. You must play the audio, pause it, and then repeat it at the exact same speed and pitch. The speed is the key, isn't it? Speed is everything. When Marco, my Italian student, spoke, he spoke with Italian rhythm, staccato, bouncy. English is a stress-timed language. We glide, we eat words, we smash words together. We do. We don't say bread and butter. We say bread and butter. Exactly. So in step 2, you must force your mouth to move at the speed of the native speaker. If you stumble, you do it again. You do it 10 times. You do it 50 times until your muscles hurt. Muscles? Yes, muscles. Your tongue is a muscle. Your lips are muscles. If your face doesn't hurt after a 20-minute practice session, you aren't trying hard enough. You are going to the gym for your face. I love that image, a face gym. It is true. Listen, when I was learning Spanish in my 30s, I sounded like a gentle American tourist. I couldn't roll my R's. My teacher, a terrifying woman named Senora Garcia, made me put a pencil in my mouth and read the newspaper. A pencil in your mouth? Sideways, between my teeth. It forced my tongue to work harder to articulate the sounds. When I took the pencil out, my tongue felt light. It flew. I could roll my R's. That is a fantastic drill. Listeners, if you are struggling with clear pronunciation, try the pencil drill. Put a pen or pencil horizontally between your teeth, gently, don't break your teeth, and try to read a paragraph of English text. It forces you to over-articulate. And when you take it out, you will feel the difference immediately. So step 2 is synchronization. You repeat phrases matching the speed, the rhythm, and the pitch. You loop it until you are a perfect copy. And this brings me to another story. This one is about the diplomat. This was about 10 years ago. I was coaching a high-level diplomat from, well, I won't say the country, but let's say Eastern Europe. He was a very serious man, very intimidating. He had to give a speech at the United Nations. High stakes. The highest. His English grammar was perfect. He knew more words than I did, but he sounded robotic. He sounded cold. And in diplomacy, if you sound cold, people don't trust you. He was translating his native intonation onto English words. In his language, a flat tone meant seriousness. In English, a flat tone means boredom or hostility. That is a crucial distinction. We often think tone is universal. It isn't. It is not. So I used step 3 of the mirror trick, emotional mimicry. I told him, I don't want you to read the speech, I want you to act the speech. I made him watch videos of Barack Obama. Obama is a master of cadence. He is. We watched a clip where Obama was talking about hope. I paused the video, I looked at the diplomat and said, look at his face. He is not just saying the words, he is feeling them. His eyes are soft. His hand is open. I made the diplomat stand up. I made him copy Obama's hand gestures. You made him act. I made him act. At first, he felt silly. He said, Peter, I am a serious man. I am not an actor. I said, if you want to be heard, you must be an actor. We spent 3 hours on one paragraph. By the end, he wasn't translating. He was channeling. He was feeling the rhythm of the persuasion. And the speech? Proud tone. He got a standing ovation. He came to me afterwards almost crying. He said, Peter, for the first time, I felt like I was speaking English, not just translating my own language. That is the power of step 3, emotional mimicry. You have to adopt the persona. You have to pretend to be the native speaker. You have to fake it until you make it. It is not dishonest, it's empathy. You are stepping into the culture. When you speak English, you need to put on your English mask. Let's do a mentorship segment on this English mask. Many of my students feel like they're being fake if they change their voice or their personality when they speak English. They say, Daisy, that's not me. I don't wave my arms like an American. I hear this all the time. I want to be myself. Listen to me closely, folks. You are not one single thing. You are a diamond with many facets. When you are with your mother, you're a son. When you're with your boss, you're an employee. When you're with your child, you're a father. You change your voice and behavior for all of them. Are you lying? No, you are adapting. That is such a healthy way to look at it. Speaking English is just another facet. It is English you. English you might be louder. English you might be more polite. English you might use more hand gestures. That's okay. Let English you live. Stop trying to force native language you into an English box. It doesn't fit. So, the English mask is actually a permission slip. It gives you permission to make mistakes, to be dramatic, to try new sounds. Exactly. When I speak French, I become Peter the Romantic. I shrug my shoulders, I pout my lips. Bouf, c'est la vie. Is that the real Peter? It is the French Peter, and he is having a lot of fun. I would love to meet French Peter someday. He is very charming, but he is also a construct. He is a result of the mirror trick. I mirrored French speakers until their body language became my body language. Let's recap the 3 steps before we do our final intense drill. Step 1, observation. Watch the face, the body, the jaw. Don't just listen. Step 2, synchronization, the echo. Match the speed and rhythm. Do the pencil drill. Step 3, emotional mimicry. Wear the mask. Feel the emotion of the word, not just the definition. Perfect. Now, Daisy, I want to do one final drill with you. This is for the listeners to practice shifting their mask. I am ready. I want you to say the following sentence. I can't believe you did that. Okay? First, I want you to say it as Teacher Daisy. You are disappointed in a student who forgot their homework. Sigh, lowers pitch, slow. I can't believe you did that. Good. The stress was on believe. It sounded sad. Now I want you to say it as best friend Daisy. You're at a pub and your friend just bought a round of expensive drinks for everyone. You're shocked and happy. High pitch, fast, laughing. I can't believe you did that. Excellent. The stress was on did. The pitch was high. Finally, I want you to say it as angry New Yorker Daisy. Someone just stole your taxi. Loud, sharp, cutting. I can't believe you did that. Clapping. Bravo. 3 different sentences, 3 different meanings, same words. If you were translating, you would only have 1 version, but because you're acting, you have 3. That actually felt really good. The angry one was fun. The angry one is always fun. Listeners, I want you to take that phrase, "I can't believe you did that," and practice it in front of a mirror. Watch your face change. Watch your eyebrows. Be the teacher. Be the friend. Be the angry taxi passenger. Peter, as we wrap up, we have a lot of listeners who are probably thinking, "This sounds great, but I am shy. I can't do this in public." What is your final advice for the shy learner? The shy learner is my favorite learner because the shy learner is usually a good listener, and listening is 90% of the mirror trick. My advice is this: you don't have to perform for an audience yet. Perform for yourself. The bathroom mirror is your stage. No one is watching. Lock the door, make the faces, make the sounds. Start small. Start small, but start today. Every day you spend translating in your head is a day you are reinforcing the barrier. Break the brick wall, one brick at a time. And remember, fluency is not about perfection. It's about connection. Absolutely. Connect with the person, not the dictionary. Thank you, Professor Hanson, for joining us today. This has been incredibly enlightening. The pleasure was mine, Daisy. Keep practicing, everyone. We'll see you next time on the Slow English Channel. Goodbye. See ya.